Good morning. Today is Wednesday, October 7th. And there's a constant battle going on in the world and sometimes within our own selves about what is old and what is new, and what do we keep and what do we discard, and what do we look forward to. And sometimes it's a black and white sort of argument that the old is bad and only the new is good, or we have to hold on to the old and all this new stuff is going to destroy it. And of course, like most things, it's a combination of both. Jesus talks about this in one of his parables about uh, patching up an old garment with a new piece of cloth, or pouring new wine into old wine bottles. And on the one hand, he's saying you don't take something new, like a new piece of cloth, and sew it onto an old garment, because the new piece will shrink and then pull the old garment in and tear it once more. You find a piece of old cloth to repair an old garment. But then he says with new wine, you don't put it into an old wine bottle, because the new wine will ferment and expand and burst the old bottle. So in one way, the old is good, and the other way, the new is good. We're living in a time when we truly need to understand this in a better way for our lives than perhaps we have been living our lives. That the old ways of our world pre-pandemic simply weren't working for most people. We've been given this time, for better or worse, to pause, and those of us who are left to think about how we want to live going forward. There's a lot of talk of having a new normal, and I never used to like that term, but perhaps I can grow to understand it now. That what can we hold on from the past? What used to be inside of our hearts when we were children that delighted us, that we can bring out once more into this new world that is forming? And at the same time, what can we look at critically and say that just wasn't working? You know, many forms of market capitalism simply don't work for those people. And if we're going to do something new in a world community, or even our small local communities, we have to understand that we can't leave people behind anymore. It can't just be a few that own everything. It can't just be the few that tell everybody else how to live. We can't leave women and people of color and LGBT people and workers and immigrants in the bottom rungs of society anymore. That pool of opportunity has to expand. And it's not just economics and politics. It goes right into how we live our faith. And so let's remember all of these teachings of Jesus and all the wise sayings of all the other religions and belief systems around the world that talk about love and community and bringing everyone into the fold, and make that our new normal. Would you pray with me, please? Dear God, continue to speak to us. Continue to reveal not only the new ways you love us, but to remind us of the way that the love that you put into us when you formed us in our mother's womb and called all of us good. Lead us on those paths when we not only draw closer and closer to you, but we bring others along with us, hand in hand, arm in arm. Amen.